is this recording? Sorry, I'm trying to, am I recording? Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so I'm not sure what you know, so I'm just going to start from here. If you do know this, then feel free to skip ahead. So the first thing, this is an important equation to remember. It's slope-intercept form. So it's y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to send these notes to your mom. So your m, and this is important to know for graphing. So your m is your slope, and that is going to be in front of your x. And then your b is your y-intercept. And then when we do graph with the IXL, you'll see why this is extra important, but because that's where you start graphing. But for this page, it's just identifying what your slope is and what your y-intercept is. So these were already written down. So if you look for number one, my slope was 3/4. It's what's in front of the x. My y-intercept was -2. For number two, -1/2 was my slope, and then +3 was my y-intercept. For number three, even though there's no b here, we just assume it is 0. So that's that one. So these are all pretty much the same. Oh, and also when we do have just an x, we can assume there's a 1 here. So our slope would be 1. Same with number 6. So we have a -x, so our slope is going to be -1. So that may be a review for you. I'm sorry, the light turned off, so I had to get up. Okay, so now, and I'm going to show you this in Desmos. I can't remember if I said that. Okay, so now let me go to IXL. There we go. Okay, so for this one, like I said, first thing, our slope is 4, and our y-intercept is +5. So I'm just going to write b is a 5, and then our slope is a 4. So when we have a whole number, whole numbers are always, if we need to make them a fraction, they're over 1. And then also with slope, I'm not sure if your teacher went over this, slope is rise over run, and I'll explain that when we're graphing. So for example, this 4 is our rise, and our 1 is our run. Okay, and I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, it's just that's how I remember. Okay, so our y-intercept is 5. So I already plotted that here. So we go to our y-axis, which is our vertical. So 5. Now our slope is +4/1. So I rise up +4. So that means positive, I go up 4. So starting here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then run, which means across. So I go over 1. And that's all you have to do. So see, I started at my y-intercept, and then I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. So that is how I graph this one. And let's test it. Hey. All right, so this one. Oh, and then also, I'll show you Desmos in a minute, actually. Okay, so this one again, this one is already a fraction. So our slope is what's in front of our x, and then our y-intercept is +6. So I start at my y-intercept. So I start at +6. And now my slope is +1/5. So I go up 1, and I go right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I started at my y-intercept of 6, and then I went up 1, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to try to find a negative slope. So hold on. Got it. Oh, we need to find a -1. Hold on. All right, well, let me graph these. Okay, so our y-intercept is a 1, positive 1. Our slope is positive 1 over 4. So we go down to 1, and then we go rise 1, run 1, 2, 3, 4. Submit. Where are all these negatives? Okay, so now our y-intercept is 1 again, and our slope is a positive 8. And remember when I said it's a whole number, it's over 1. So I start at 1, and then I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and to the right 1. Oh, here's a negative. Perfect. There's a negative. Okay, so this is going to be a negative slope. So again, we identify our y-intercept of 10. So I'm going to start here. Now I have a negative slope. So I go down 1. I'm still going to go right 10. So I go down 1 and then right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, this one's positive again. So 8. And then I'm trying to find another example one. Bear with me. All right, so I go up 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 1. So I'm going through these quick because I need to find an example for you. All right, so this one, again, when you have a negative x, we assume that is a negative 1. So negative 1 over 1. So we're going to start at 5, and then I'm going to go down 1, right 1. So if you were to continue, like if you had this on paper, down 1, right 1, downward 1, right 1, down, right. See, just that's your slope. Oh, perfect. Okay, so for these are special cases. So y equals -3. So this one, if you notice, there's no x. So remember, we always wanted to look at for that. But if you look at that, we don't have slope. So all you have to do for this, you just go on the y-axis because it's y. So I go to -3 on my y-axis. And this one, you just have to just kind of pick a point. So whenever you have y, it's just going to go straight across. And how I teach students, it's hoy. And then hopefully there's another example. The two words are hoy and bucks. So hoy means horizontal line. I'm not going to be able to fit, but horizontal, and that means side to side, like this line. It's a 0 slope. So if you ever had to identify what the slope was, it's 0 slope. It's like flat ground. And then y, because we had y equals. So hopefully x is next. Let me see. Submit. It's not. Okay, so this one, +8. And our slope is -1 over 2. So we go down 1, right 1, 2. Sorry, this video is long. I was trying to see. All right, so I'm just going to show you this. Ignore this. Actually, this actually is what I was looking for. Okay. So this one, our y-intercept is -5. Actually, this is not what I was looking for. Okay. Ignore this. So let's pretend this was x equals 5. So this is what I was talking about for bucks. So that would be a vertical line. I'm probably going to spell this wrong. This is why I'm not an English teacher. Vertical, undefined slope. And then x. So this is x equals. So these would look like you go on the x. This is the only time you're going to start on the x-axis is when it looks like this. Special case. So I go to 5 on my x-axis, which is my side to side, and then it's going to be up and down. So vertical line, this line, undefined slope, because if this was like a mountain or you tried to go skiing or something, this would not happen. You would not be able to ski down this. So those are the two special cases when graphing. And then another thing I wanted to show you, again, ignore this. Let's say this was y equals negative 6, 5, x minus 5. So I'm going to ignore this. Let me get rid of this. Okay, the reason why I wanted to show you this, let's say you are graphing and you run out of room. So again, I want to start at negative 5. But if I were to try to go down 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can't. I'm going to run out of room. So when you run out of room, you can actually do the opposite. So instead of going down 6, right 5, I'm going to go up 6 and left 5. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a good way to check yourself before you wreck yourself is to make sure if you're familiar with like what a negative slope should look like this one, reading the graph left to right, it looks like you're going down the stairs. So that's how, if you're confused a little bit, you can just double check that at the end. So that's if you're running out of room. And the same as if you, let me try to think of an example of when you'll run out of room. Whoop. Let's say it's y equals 6, positive 6 over 5x, and then it's plus 8. So this one, I'm definitely not going to be able, whoa, sorry. I'm definitely not going to be able to go up 6. So this is what I'm saying you do opposite. So instead of going up 6, right 5, I go down 6, left 5. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is a positive slope. So I'm hoping that's not confusing. So typically when you're graphing, you're going to go, if it's positive, you go up and right. If it's negative, you go down and right. The only time you're going to do opposite is if you run out of room and you just do the opposite. You might not see many of those, but I just wanted to show you just in case. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you is how to do some stuff in Desmos. So this is Desmos. And I usually type it on my keyboard, but I'm going to show you here too. So like, let's say you wanted to check yourself before submitting on here. Okay, so let's say, I'm going to actually graph this one this time. So negative 5 and then 6 over 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if I want to compare this, y equals 6 over 5x minus 5. I just type in y equals 6 over 5. Oh, wait. Okay, this is where, hold on. Oh, there we go. I just hit this thing. Okay, so y equals 6 over 5x minus 5. Okay, so if I just wanted to check, woo. All right, so it crosses at negative 5 and it crosses here. Oh, well, it's a little off, but I'm just kind of seeing if it looks similar. All right, so you can do split screen, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. I'm just trying to show you how to use Desmos. There we go, so submit. Okay, so this one, remember I was talking about special cases, but this one has an X. So that means this has a y-intercept. It's 0. So this one, I start at 0. My slope is 1 over 7. So I go up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, if you're not sure about it, y equals 1 over 7x y equals 1/7 x. Yep. But let's say there was no x there. That, see what I'm saying? Maybe not. Sorry, I say that a lot. So there's an x here, so that's how I know there's an intercept. If there was no x, that's when it would be that special case. Oh gosh. Okay, go back. There you go. All right, so I think that's good. If you have something else, I can definitely show you. Yeah. All right. Oops, wrong thing. Let me stop recording. There you go.